In studio is Ron Klopfenstein. Good morning, Ron. How are you? Good morning.
Good.
Did you go anywhere on vacation?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No. I stayed home and caught up on my homework and my columns and my correcting essays and
what was your you do a column in the Clinton Record?
Yes.
And also you do some stuff in the Rome Sentinel.
Yeah. They actually have. Well, I write for the Clinton Record, and the Rome Sentinel has a page set up for all my stuff.
Okay, cool.
So RomeSentinel.com.
What is your last?
Be More Westmore.
What's your last column about?
My last one, the one currently on newsstands, is about Don Shipman and Adam Lawless.
Okay,
saying goodbye to them and the influence they had and the impact, especially being openly gay.
That was a big deal, right? And when we had him on the radio, we talked about that. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it
and
was a big deal to me.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I wanted to get across that it really meant a lot to people watching, you know, to see someone who was openly gay be the anchor of the WKTV news. That really was a
and I think
encouraging thing.
The most shocking thing that I think that it had occurred is their wedding reception was on TV, and you saw the kiss.
Exactly.
That was a big deal on Channel 2 News.
Yeah, I will never forget that.
Yeah.
It was a great thing, a wonderful thing, and so I wanted to let them know that, you know, I appreciated it. And that.
And why do you appreciate that?
For the visibility. It was something I really never thought would happen growing up, and it was just such a huge step forward that, you know, with him leaving and everyone talking about, you know, his great body of work and everything he's done for the community, I also wanted to get in some acknowledgement of, as a civil rights person, you know, what a huge step forward it was and what that meant to me. So I talk about that in the column, and I asked him and his husband about that.
All right. Is by the way, the Westmoreland pool going to open? You're big on Westmoreland.
That's my next column, actually.
Okay.
I just turned it in last night at midnight.
Would you get Ron another glass of water, please? I want to make another donation.
Absolutely, yeah. It is going to open. We got a $60,000 state grant from Joe Griffo. And the pool committee on their own, Scott and Patty Tarkowski and the rest of us volunteer, had raised $80,000. So with that money, we do have the funds needed to rebuild the pool, and it will open in June.
So the big quick improvements being made.
Yes.
So it opens
people
in
working
June.
on it now.
And this is the one that when you're driving over from 690 over to the thruway, you'll see it down in there.
Yes, if you're on Sutter Street or get off the thruway exit, you look down.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do remember people saying maybe 2 or 3 years ago when you were on the radio that pool's never going to open.
People said that.
They did say that, and now
it's going to.
It's going to open.
Work is started.
It has already started. All right.
So we have one more event that's going to be on June 8th at the Town Park, a fundraiser, and there'll be ways to sign up for the pool then. And of course, you can sign up just by going to the pool. Then a few weeks later, we open it, and there will also be a big grand opening.
I'll bet.
Celebration.
Now, is it a you need to be a member to use the pool, or is it a public pool?
It'll be a public pool.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, you can buy a membership. That would be probably the best deal. None of that is set yet. Or I'm sure there'll be, like, day rates.
Like a per-day thing.
So it'll cost to go to the pool. Well, you got to
probably
pay
be
for
similar
it.
to what they do in Clinton. Oh, yeah, because, you know, it's got to support itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of these pools struggle. Even in the city of Utica, they struggle. In Rome as well. You struggle because you have to keep them so chlorinated and clean, and you've got kids, everybody running all over the place, and little kids. You know what happens.
It's going to be a lot of work, and
Yeah.
we're looking for lifeguards now. If you go to westmopool.com, you can get information on how to work there over the summer. They're also looking for a pool director for the summertime.
All right. And one more thing, you're promoting something that's going on this weekend.
James Dean Day. Yes. That's a Westmoreland Historical Society.
The sausage guy?
That's
we
Jimmy
have our
Dean.
own James Dean, yes. Not the actor.
Oh, no leather jackets. So it's not Jimmy Dean, it's not James Dean.
Well, it is James Dean, but it's
the
first one.
The James Dean.
Okay, who's the
He's
first?
our the James Dean.
That's true. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say that. Sorry.
Who is Westmoreland's James Dean?
Okay, so James Dean, when he was in the mid-1700s, he was 9 years old or 12, we're not sure. His mom died, and he was sent to live with the Oneida Indians. And while he was there as a missionary, he was adopted by a squaw. He learned their culture and their language so well that they took him in as one of their own. So during the Revolutionary War, he was instrumental in communicating between the Oneidas and the colonists. And he even was sent on a spy. We'll have stories about this at the event. He was sent on a spy mission to Canada, captured. He was the person who brokered the peace between the Oneidas and the colonists, which freed us up a lot to help to win the Revolutionary War.
Well, they were, you'll hear the Oneidas talk about this, our first ally was the Oneida Nation.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're saying he was instrumental
was the person who brokered that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was thinking you were doing some Hollywood thing with
like a
James.
fundraising breakfast for the pool.
Let
with
everybody
Jimmy Dean sausage.
A motorcycle ride.
That's completely different. But you could combine them all. I mean, it would be really something.
So what we have, back in the spring, this woman approached us with stuff from his estate. And she is the great-great-great-great-granddaughter of James Dean. And she knew about him growing up. She was told about him 7 generations down. So she gave us some items that actually belonged to him.
Okay.
So we've been working with her for a few months now to put this together. What it'll be like if people will come to this event at 2 o'clock in the town hall on Sunday. We're going to be there to we're going to tell stories about his life.
Okay.
And then we're going to introduce her. She'll do a Q&A. Then we're going to reveal for the first time to the public these actual things that belong to James Dean that will now be part of our permanent collection.
Pretty cool.
And if you go to it, you can also go to a tour of James Dean's actual house. By going to the event, we'll give you information how when you leave, you can go to the tour of the house.
And is the house in Westmoreland?
The house in Westmoreland, and the people that own it, Lee and Harold Heinz, they've completely restored it to
really
what it
cool.
was like when James Dean lived there.
And is it Westmoreland or Westmoreland?
Well, I call it Westmoreland because I grew up there. So.
Westmoreland.
Moreland, yeah.
Yeah.
If you grew up
In
there, that's what you
America.
call it. Yeah.
Westmoreland. Yeah.
See, that's different than he said.
I know. And so is Westmoreland. That's
Westmoreland
also
is different.
Yeah.
So there's like 3 different ways to pronounce
There
it.
is, yeah. I
Some
always
people
pronounce it
don't-
Westmoreland.
Can I ask, with all due respect to
Sure.
the current owners of the Dean property,
Yeah.
they restored it or destored it? I can't imagine they had many amenities in the 1700s.
Oh, well.
True.
I mean, for one.
We're going to take out that indoor plumbing.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's, there is
Yeah.
plumbing stuff. But you can see the fireplaces, you see the wood, the buildings, it's the rooms, it's decorated like it was back then. It's just beautiful.
All right.
It's just beautiful.
So brought up the standards, but it'll take you back to those days.
Oh, yeah.
There is a place in Rochester, a community out in Rochester, where they've taken all of these old historic homes and they moved them to this village. And those don't have the plumbing and everything. So there are a lot of these restored homes that are really pretty cool to see and walk through. This would be one of them.
It was a fancy house for its time, too, because he was a very successful person.
Yeah.
He was in the assembly, a judge. He was a lot
all
of things.
from Westmoreland.
That's where it began.
That's where it began.
They gave him the property, and he built the first house.
Very nice. Ron, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I just say it's 2 o'clock?
It's 2
Sunday
o'clock on
at
Sunday.
the town hall.
Okay.
And we have a Facebook page if you'd like more information, or you can contact me or just go to facebook.com/BeMoreWestmo, twitter.com, BeMoreWestmo. I can give you information.
Very nice. Thank you, Ron.
Thanks.